All right, hello, welcome back to Maya's Math Made Easy. This is Maya, and I wanted to come back. It's been a couple days. We had a great tutor appreciation week. Several of my clients were working, getting ready for their midterm this week, and so I did not make my other videos. So I want to make a couple videos for you guys today. The last video I made was about how to add negative numbers, and we had these two rules here that you can, if you have the same signs, meaning they're both positive numbers, then you just add them together and keep the same sign. But if they're opposite signs, meaning one is negative and the other one is positive, you're going to actually subtract those numbers and then keep the sign of whatever number was bigger, ignoring the sign, okay? Today we're going to subtract sign numbers, and we're going to keep these same two rules. We don't need more rules. We're going to keep these same two rules. Same signs add, opposite signs subtract. All right, the first one says 5 minus 3. And this is just to kind of prove that this works. All right, so 5 minus 3, we already know is just 2. Okay, there's really nothing too hard about that. But to show you, there's another way that you can work this same problem without having to use a different rules for subtraction. We can actually make this problem into addition. And to do that, I'm going to write this one more time. 5 minus 3. Okay? But instead, we're going to change this to addition. Now, you can make changes in math as long as you do them in pairs. You have to do things 2 at a time. So I'm going to make this subtraction an addition problem, and I'm also going to have to change my 3, which was a positive number, making it now into a negative number. So this problem now says 5 plus negative 3. I have a positive 5 and a negative 3. If I go back to our same rules, well, now I have opposite signs, and opposite signs are going to subtract. I would do 5 minus 3, which gives us 2. And out of the two values, 5 is a larger value, and so it's positive, making my answer positive. So whether you're doing 5 minus 3 or 5 plus negative 3, we got negative 2. Positive 2. Sorry about that. The sign didn't change. So we have the ability, this proves we got the same answer, that we can change every subtraction problem into an addition problem. All right, and by doing that, it saves us from having to have additional rules. Now, would I change this one? Probably not. I would know that 5 minus 3 is 2, and I would just keep going. But there are other problems with negative numbers where you really need that extra help. And let me show you a couple. Let me grab my eraser here. And we're going to stick with these same numbers, 5 and 3. Let's say instead of 5 minus 3, that we had negative 5 minus 3, okay? And you might be able to kind of think this through, that if you had negative 5 already and you took away 3 more, you can kind of figure out what your answer is going to be. But we can make this addition by making this plus and making the number behind it change that sign. It was a positive and now it's negative. Now I have 2 negative numbers, negative 5 and negative 3. That's my same signs add. So I'm going to get 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. And I'm going to keep the same sign, negative 8. Okay? So you may or may not have had to change the sign for that. It might have made sense without it. But let me show you one that I would definitely change the signs on. Let's say that I had 5 minus negative 3. Okay? Now you'll often see me, if I'm doing a negative number, you tend to see parentheses put around those, and that's just so that you can differentiate the minus sign from the negative sign. You really don't want to see 2 signs side by side. They look strange. It would look weird to see that, okay? So a lot of your math books will go ahead and put a parenthesis in between, so you'll be able to tell the difference. This is a minus sign and this is a negative, okay? So 5 minus negative 3. If I try to think this through, I have a positive 5 of something, and I'm taking away negative. I'm taking away deficit, okay? It almost sounds confusing to try to think through. You may have also heard about a double negative rule, that when you've got 2 negatives and a minus and a negative kind of count as 2 negatives, you end up with a positive. Well, if we use our same rule, that I can change every subtraction problem into addition by making this addition and changing the sign behind it. We never change the first number. It's always the one to the right, okay? Now I have 5 plus positive 3. I again have same signs. They're both positive. Add them together, I get 8. And I'm going to keep the sign as positive 8, okay? So by changing this sign and changing the sign of the number behind it, made it much easier. Let's say we had negative 5 minus negative 3, okay? Even more complicated. There's too many negatives in there, all right? I would want to make this more simple by making this addition. So let's make this addition, change the sign of the number to the right. So now I have negative 5 plus positive 3. I again have opposite signs now. So I'm going to subtract. 5 minus 3, I get 2. But I'm going to check the sign of my larger number. So 5 compared to 3, 5 is a larger value, and it carries the negative, so my answer is negative 2. All right? So what we did, we were able to use our same two rules as long as we added an extra step in there, and that step was to change your subtraction into addition and to change the sign of that second number. All right? So if you're taking notes, and I'm a teacher, so I'll give you notes, all right? So you're going to change addition to subtraction, subtraction to addition, and then change the sign of your second number, okay? So change subtraction to addition, and then change the sign of the second number. So never the first number, always the second number, all right? So I hope this helps. I know many of you are working on having midterms right now if you're in a college course, and signs always give people trouble. So if you can memorize these two rules, same signs add, opposite signs subtract, you're able to use these same rules whether you're adding or subtracting. Just remember to first change subtraction to addition and change the sign of that second number. I hope this helps. If you need extra help studying and preparing for your midterms, send me a message, and I would love to set up a free consultation with you. All right, see you in the next video. Bye, guys.